you. Hello, everyone, and good morning. Thank you for being here next to us. Before we start our presentation, I'd like to introduce our company, actually our team, with a small, short teaser of us to know better understanding who actually we are.
This competition has given us the unique opportunity to how important
That are not common more than
teamwork and creativity.
Okay, thank you for your attention. To start our today's presentation, I'd like to begin with a simple question. The question is, what is actually the food waste? Food waste refers to food that is no longer usable. This can occur due to the mold growth, spoilage, or perhaps an excess of food caused by an inefficient supply chain. Okay, consider a banana farm as an example. At the start, we have 8% of the produce is wasted right from the start, at the farm level. And then next, 14% of the produce is wasted during the transportation from the farm to distribution centers. And the last 17% of the produce is wasted during the distribution phase within the supply chain. This means that lots of agriculture products which required millions of gallons of water to grow never make it to our plates. And on other hand, 2 billion tons of food are never consumed, while 1 in every 10 people suffers from malnutrition. Producing food that ends up being lost or wasted requires more land area than China. Food loss and waste produce about 8 to 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions annually. So to summarize that, we end up throwing away 1/3 of the food produced for us. And it's a large amount of food. The share of the Dole factory in this area is 1 million tons of food waste, about weight of 50,040 food containers. Food waste accounts for the largest portion of US methane emissions. And we know methane is 21 times more damaging to the atmosphere than CO2. And there are lots of documentaries from the BBC available online on YouTube or some other platforms, which shows the environmental impact of the food waste, which inspired us to choose this topic for our presentation. Okay, you might wonder how food can be wasted in the supply chain. The answer is overstocking products. And okay, how can we improve this? We can improve this by using real-time demand analysis or actually inventory management or sometimes intelligent and reinforcement decision making. Our solution is a tool called Speedy AI, which shortened from Smart Product Planning and Demand Forecasting using AI, Speedy AI, which Ali will come and explain it in more detail. Thank you.
Hello, dear judges. I'm Ali. Now, I will introduce you to Speedy AI. Okay, Speedy AI is a system that leverages artificial intelligence to optimize production and inventory management. Okay, what is a Speedy AI? Actually, it's a system designed to help businesses. Now, look at the core structure of the Speedy AI. Speedy AI stands for Smart Product Planning and Demand Forecasting using AI. This application has three main modules. 1. Demand analysis. 2. Inventory management. And 3. Intelligent production planning. Okay, let's understand how SPDA actually works. This software utilizes data from ERP systems. It is designed to agent production levels with demand location, uh, thereby minimizing waste in the factory and, impacting all of the supply chain, pillar of supply chain. I'm sorry. The main goal is to synchronize production with demand and use available resources best. One of the most critical components of Speedy AI is the demand analysis and forecasting module. We use time series forecasting algorithm. This model can analyze ARP data and identify demand patterns. Speedy AI can be used as a part of production and inventory planning system, setting the optimal production schedule and inventory policy based on demand factors forecasted. Okay. Um, Inventory management and production planning module. RL acts as a policy control and optimization algorithm. By receiving environmental information and analyzing it, RL makes step-by-step decisions that lead to the best outcome for reducing excess inventory. Okay, RL operates based on these key elements: state, action, and rewards. The system continuously adjusts it continuously adjusts its decision-make policy based on on this feedback, improving its action to meet the desired objective, like minimizing excess inventory and aligning production with demand. Okay, after making decision, Speedy AI generates a dashboard that present keys insight. 1. Inventory reduction suggestion. 2. Cost saving analysis. 3. Trends in reducing excess inventory. Okay, now I will check the market size. At the first, we should check the TAM. TAM is the total available market. In 2022, the global market was valued at approximately $3.7 billion. Okay, SAM actually is a serviceable available market that it's calculated around 925 million USD in 2022. And SOM is a serviceable obtainable market. SOM in 2022 is about $92.5 million. Okay, and in this slide, we're going to explore the concept of market map. A market map is a strategic tool that help businesses visualize their position within the broader market and understand the competitive landscape. According to this chart, we can understand that SPDAI is positioned as the leading AI-driven solution in an emerging market. It's ahead of competitors using traditional methods, such as basic ERP system. Thank you. Panta will continue the presentation.
Hi, thank you, Ali. Here I want to explain about competitive advantages of SPD AI. This slide highlights the three dimensions of sustainability and their contribution to competitive advantages. Here are three dimensions of sustainability: environmental sustainability, which enhance profitability through resource optimization, cost efficiency, and improved decision making. In a second sustainability dimension, focus on waste reduction, lowering the carbon footprint, and sustainable resource utilization. And the third dimension of sustainability is economic sustainability, which improve productivity and financial stability by improving employees, strengthening supply chain resilience, and boosting customer satisfaction. And next slide, we've got initial investment estimate. The solution provided by our company is a software application, an intelligent agent called SPDAI for product planning and demand forecasting. Therefore, it doesn't require hardware costs for implementation. The costs that we can see here are calculated for software development. These expenses are calculated by estimating the total work hour needed using hourly rate for each type of works. By reviewing the initial investment estimate, the total cost for establishing our SPDAI solution, which encompass data integration, model develop, dashboard, and UI creation, IT infrastructure, training and implementation with DOS SAP system, amounts to $1,680,000. This invest is essential to ensuring the seamless integration into DOL operation framework. Next slide. Moving to operation cost. The annual cost of maintaining the system, including technical support updates and the necessary personnel, is estimated to be around $45,000. There are $45,000. There are ongoing costs to ensure that the system functions efficiently, providing the real-time and data-driven insight for demand forecasting. Here we've got expected cost saving and benefits. In terms of expected cost saving and benefits, we estimate that DOL can save around $585,000 annually through improved demand forecasting. This comes from reductions in waste, more efficient production scheduling, and optimized inventory management. The system will not just only reduce excess and absolute inventory, but also improve operational efficiencies, leading to significant cost saving. And now we are going to calculate the return of an investment, ROI. Let's analyze this in our project. First, we calculate net annual benefit by subtracting the annual operation cost of $45,000 from the annual saving of $585,000. This gives us a net benefit of $540,000 per year. Next, we use a formula of ROI, which you can see here at the first top of the slide. And this means that in the first year, we can expect a return of investment about 32.40 on our initial investment. And finally, we calculate the payback period, which tells us how long it will take to recover the initial investment. And here we can you can see again in the formula payback period, and the payback period comes out to approximately 3 years. And in summary, this slide shows a clear financial justification for the investment, highlighting a strong ROI and a relatively short payback period. And in the next slide, we want to show the 10-year revenue forecast for our project and mapping our path to success. This slide illustrates the project cumulative profit over the next 10 years, showcasing the long-term financial benefits of our investment. And here we're starting with an initial investment. It's about $1,600,000. The graph clearly shows how cumulative profits grows over time. And by the third year, we cross break-even point, recovering the initial investment as project earlier with the payback period of about 3 years. From the
you have 1 minute in your presentation. You have 1 minute left.
Yeah. From the point onward, the profit continue to increase year by year, reaching to cumulative profit in the $3,072,720,000 by the end of 10 years. This projection emphasizes not only the short-term benefits, but also significant long-term value of our solution will bring, aligning with those strategic goals for sustainable growth and operation efficiency. And in the last slide, we show that reducing E&O inventory across the supply chain pillars. At each pillar, we can see the effectiveness of this product, which, for example, in farming and harvesting, by reducing overproduction of agricultural product with shorter shelf time, or in another pillar, you can see, for example, production and operation, just-in-time production.
Okay, thank you. That's
Welcome to the
okay.
With SPDAI environment.
Sorry, your time is up.
Okay. No problem.
Okay. All right, we're going to have to go into the question and answer period. I'm glad that we have two of the judges online with us right now. Richard, do you want to start with some questions?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this. Very interesting concept. I was wondering, well, I have a few questions about the feasibility of this. First, I was wondering where the data would come from to forecast. If you're going to use demand forecasting, how are you going to source the data? And connected with that is Dole has a lot of different products that require many different lead times to grow them or harvest them and so on. So how would that, I'm asking you really two questions at once. How would that be taken into account?
Okay, if this plan reaches to the implementation stage, considering that the problem involves a long-term decision making, it will require annual planning and historical data spanning at least 2 years of training and comparison with data from subsequent 2 years for testing. We prefer the data focus on products like banana or pineapples as their cultivation in tropical regions ensure availability throughout the year with minimal seasonal fluctuation.
So you would apply it to just those two crops to start with?
Pardon, could you please repeat the question?
So I think I just heard you say that to begin, you would just apply it to one or two crops. You wouldn't apply it across the board to all the different products that Dole is producing.
We need the data from the data from every pillar of, for example, for banana products, we need the data from farming and harvesting. It's had a barcode, QR code, which allow companies to track and trace their products, and we can use that data to track and trace. For example, this is an Dole product. This have a barcode here, and we can track and trace by data of Dole company and turning back to farming and harvesting level. We could understand that how many how many needs.
Well, I don't want to take up all the Q&A time. I know there are other people, so let me, if there's more time, maybe I can come back, or if somebody doesn't ask some of the other questions I have in mind, we can circle back.
All right, thank you, Richard. Nada, you have some questions for the team?
Hi, thank you. Thank you for sharing this presentation. I found it to be very interesting. I actually have two questions, but they are very just quick and just to understand this project. So you are from which university or which location?
They cannot disclose that.
Oh, they cannot disclose that. So we're not supposed to know?
No.
Not even geographically, like continent?
No.
But why? Like for what reason?
No bias. They could be from anywhere. They could be from another planet. It doesn't really matter. We're just judging them on the solution.
Right. But I'm just wondering, like, because it's Dole and it is still the solution, but I'm just wondering which part of the world they are from. Well, it was a good presentation. I had a problem with Skype, so I joined in I think it had just started. I guess it's somewhere where there's Dole and there's farming for Dole, right? Obviously. I don't know why I thought it might be Mexico. I might be right. I don't know how wrong or right. Or
Oh.
like the
Shouldn't
Far
answer
East,
you.
or the Far East. I know we're not supposed to disclose it, but I found it really interesting and everything. I still want to go through it a bit on my own slowly just to understand the figures a bit. This is an idea, right? That you guys are presenting to Dole, right? Okay. As part of their sustainability supply chain.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I'm good. I'm good for now. But I appreciate the question that the other judge, Richard, had, and I would like to hear him ask the other questions that he had, if it's just me and him.
We've got some calculation of which you said that it's interested for you to know about reduction in carbon. I have a calculation with data that show how much carbon dioxide we can prevent to.
We
Can I share some slide with you? Let me share it.
Is it another slide that show how we calculate the carbon minimizing and other things that might be, you think that is interesting?
Okay, and there's no exact data of on E&O products of Dole Factory, and this data can reduce. Okay, let me see. We have data from FAO statistics reports that 8% of agricultural food products become E and exist at the farm stage. So here we have data from Dole Factory for Dole company. This translates to 1 million tons. As you can see here in this calculation, total amount of production would be about 12,500,000 tons of total production. And again, based on the FAO statistics, 70% of agricultural food products fail to sell in retail center. Applying this rate in our calculation, again, we find out that 2,125,000 of Dole Factory also is being unsold. And again, there's another data from FAO that shows that each tons of food waste result into 2.5 tons of carbon dioxide released into atmosphere. So we find out amount of carbon dioxide to the E&O inventory is about, in the calculation, 5,312,000 amount of carbon dioxide due to the E&O inventory of Dole company. And just with 1%, let's just skip the calculation. I just want to say conclusion. With just 1% reduction in waste, we could cut down E&O inventory by 125,000 tons and prevent 312,000 carbon dioxide from being released into atmosphere. Although we are aiming to reduce waste up to 10%, our calculation shows that even the smallest action can make a meaningful impact.
True.
Okay. Thank you. I think with some time, I have one question I'd like to ask as well. Is on the demand management side, and that's one of the things that I think with challenges on the retail side. How will you know how will you get the data from how much food is being sold and how much is being spoiled at the retail level? Because you know in the food supply chains, a lot of the food is wasted at the post-consumption part or the post-purchase part. How do you reduce that to get the impact that you're looking for?
Actually, our innovation is kind of extension that's matched to ERP systems. For example, we can use it and modeling in the small and simulation area with small data, with clean data, and data we know that are truly okay and fine. After that, we could in process complete the other data, gathering more data from the company and make it better, and we make sure that it really works.
Okay. Richard, you have more questions? I know you had some more questions.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same. I think maybe not in our sort of going down the same track here. Dole being a global company and having production everywhere, from region to region and country to country, it seemed and product to product, it seems like the data are all going to be different. And so I think the premise of this, if I understand it, now, I'm like everybody else, I'm just learning about AI and how it can be applied in different contexts. When you said reinforcement learning using environmental information, I wasn't entirely sure what you meant by that, but if I understood what you guys are saying, you're going to take a look at each product in each place using the ERP data, and then from past results, you're going to project what could happen in the future and try to change that using reinforcement learning to produce less waste. Am I getting that right?
Can I?
And it seems like it's very complex, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so I'm wondering about the feasibility. And let me add on to that. If it works, the numbers you just provided seem to indicate that the savings would be far in excess of what you guys were calculating on that last slide.
Eminent, please to share information. داره میگه که چند تا محصول هست توی چند تا قسمت مختلف تو چند تا قاره مختلف. خب میگه شما دیتا رو از قبل میخواین بگیرین که آینده رو پیش بینی کنید. آیا میشه این کارو کرد؟
خب here in ERP systems have incorporated advanced technologies such as machine learning in their recent updates to optimize various processes. These advancements include the adoption of supervised learning algorithms and unsupervised learning algorithms. Supervised algorithms leverage labeled data, have proven effective in providing more accurate prediction and comprehensive analysis. On the other hand, unsupervised algorithms analyze on unlabeled data, enabling the discovery of hidden patterns and relationship between data. Despite this advancement, reinforcement learning has not yet been implemented in an ERP software. Reinforcement learning, a powerful branch of machine learning, offers unique advantage for ERP system. It operates by allowing an agent interact with the environment and learn the optimal policy for performing action through the trial and error. The benefit of using reinforcement learning in ERP system is dynamic and intelligent decision making, uncertainty and making decision in uncertainty situation and uncertainty management. Improvement in efficiency over time because it's reinforcement learning, and an agent can make optimal decision even even presence of incomplete or uncertain data. This capability particularly valuable for risk management and demand forecasting. Another benefit of reinforcement learning is improved efficiency over time. A key advantage of reinforcement learning is availability to continuously learn and adapt to environmental change. For example, in inventory management or production planning, the algorithm can progressively enhance process, and cost reduction and productivity improvement can do with reinforcement learning. And it's a great choice for support long-term decision making when we use reinforcement learning. Although supervised learning and unsupervised learning have already enhanced the efficiency and accuracy of the ERP system, incorporating reinforcement learning could be a next step in revolutionizing this system. And yes, we want to
To make the long story short, yes, it is feasible, and it's a bit hard, but yeah, we can go through that and make it work.
Well, thank you very much. Just thank for everyone for their presentation and for the questions from the judges. It was a very interesting proposition. That's about our time for today. So thank you and goodbye.
Thank you all for being here.
The final results to be announced on December 20th, and best of luck.
Yeah,
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.